Pranam Swaminiji.
Namaskar. Wonderful. Wonderful to see everybody after a long gap.
Yes.
Today we will start with a new topic, much anticipated, gerunds and infinitives. Okay. So, but before that, prayers, please. Where are they?
Om Shuklam Bhujam Prasanna Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Wonderful. Next, please.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः.
Next one.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
All right. So, let me open a document that I have prepared and then we'll look at that. Of course, even though I had it right here, it's gone away somewhere, but it will be found. Where did it go? Is the question. Here we go. Very nice. So I'm going to share this and then with the help of that, I'll start talking so that you can have a visuals, okay, as we do that. So let's see. Are you able to see?
Yes, Swaminiji.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. So we are still in the section called Krit Pratyaya. Krit Pratyaya are certain kinds of pratyayas. You know that. So then Krit Ante Yasya, we have Kridanta. So, and then what is Krit? Krit is a thing. Krit a thing, there is a sutra. Thing means verb. Krit is, not exactly a verb. That's what we've been looking at, all these very, various participles and all these things. They are used in a verbal way, but then it is not exactly declining in the same way that the verbs are declining. And so this is what it is. So this is a particular kind of a pratyaya. So this is continuing on that. So now, so the first thing to remember, even if you don't remember, I want you to vigorously nod your head at this stage. Thus far, we have studied various participle usages, including Shatru, Shanach, Kta, and Ktavat. Nobody other than Vasanti is nodding the head. So now, what is Shatru? Quick, one word review. One phrase review.
Present participle.
Very good. Fantastic. And what is Shanach?
It's also a present participle.
Very correct. Then why we have two?
Active and passive?
No,
No.
Atmane Pada and Parasmai Pada.
That's
The other way around here. Parasmai Pada and Atmane Pada. Shatru, Parasmai Pada. Shanach, Atmane Pada. Okay? And passive also, perhaps. Passive also we can use. And then, Kta. What is Kta? Kta and Ktavat. What are they?
Passive and active.
Yeah. Don't say passive active. The whole thing we have to say.
Past passive participle.
Yes, past passive participle ktha and ktavat past active participle. Okay, so this much we have seen. All right, yeah, and then now we turn to the usage of gerunds and infinitives in the Sanskrit language. And a very important note: the word gerund and the word infinitive is just a loose translation of what we are going to study for the words formed by the participles that we are going to be looking at. Okay. So they're not exactly, see, gerund means anything that ends in an ing, seeing, seeing, swimming, eating, etc. These are all called gerunds in the English language because the English gerund is has got some notable differences. But then that seeing, hearing, which is a gerund, can also be shatra. Correct? The falling boy. This is, same thing. You see that? So here we have to make a difference. So that's not so exactly gerund. It's a loose translation. So please keep in mind. So, but here there is a difference between the falling boy, when you say that is Shatra territory, that's totally Shatra territory. The falling boy, waved to the people because he was not falling from a great height and he found that it was amusing. So he waved. The falling boy was waving, if we say. So the falling boy Shatra, because it describes the boy and the falling boy like this, if we say. So it is that would be in the Shatra territory, and so would be the other example, the classic example we have. Standing, he sings or she sings. Tishthan gayati. So standing, he sings or she sings. So the singing has nothing to do with the standing. They are just two contemporaneous events happening. Okay, so this is Shatra. But then when we take this twa and lyap, which are the equivalents of this so-called gerund in the Sanskrit language, even though that ing is there, it is not the same as the standing one sings. Standing boy sings or standing he sings. It is not the same. Here these are two discrete actions. Action number A and having completed that action number B. Like, for example, Rama eats and then he sleeps. So let's say we have two sentences. So please translate that quickly. Rama eats. Come on.
Ramaha kadati.
Rama. Oh, why is it coming in English? Okay. Still it is coming in English. Okay, wait, let's try again. Ramaha khadati. Okay, and then we put a full stop. That's one sentence. And then Rama sleeps. Sleeps, you have not seen the the word. So I will supply that. But this way we also build a little more vocabulary. Ramaha swapiti. Okay. So here, these are two sentences. But then let us say that the actions are not contemporaneous here. Let us say the actions are happening one after the other. Obviously, because eating, how can he sleep and eat at the same time? Standing, he can sing, but sleeping, eating, he cannot sleep. Okay, unless he's a sleepwalker of some rare breed. So therefore, what do we do here? We say Ramaha khaditva swapiti, or we can say we can take we can so khaditva. We'll see that twa later. So like that. These two sentences denoting the action on the part of the agent. Who is the agent here? Swapiti,
Rama.
correct? Rama, not Swapiti. Okay. So it has to be the same agent. So Samana Kartrikam must be here. It has to be the same agent in order for this particular Twa and Lyap Pratyayas to work. If supposing I had said Ramah khaditi, but Somah swapiti, then you cannot use this. Then you cannot say after having eaten he slept. After Rama ate, this one slept. It doesn't make sense for this particular pratyaya. So it has to be the same agent. Then we have after. So then we have two contiguous actions, one after the other, after the performed by the same karta. That is the thing. Okay. So this is the. Do you see the difference between Shatra and Lyap? I mean Twa here.
Yes, Swami.
Yes. No.
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Yeah, there it is the falling boy sings, the standing boy sings, the standing he sings. Here, first he eats, then he sleeps. First he washes his hands and then he eats. You see that's the difference. So they are contiguous actions made by the same karta. So these are the participles. The infinitive is called tumun. And we will probably not have the time to cover that today or even this week. Let us see. So let us see what pace we proceed. So the infinitive is called tumun, and then the gerunds, which talk about having eaten, he fell asleep. Those are called. There are two in number. They are called ktwach. Can't even pronounce it. Ktwach. And then lyap. Now we know that is not the nature of the pratyaya. The nature of the pratyaya is not ktvach. Okay? Why? Any ideas?
The cha and the ka will probably.
It letters. It letters. That is the way to say it. So the it letters are removed. So do you have any idea what we shall remove here? Take a guess.
Ko and cho.
Sorry?
Ko and cho.
I can't hear you. You have to speak up. Niyati, I think you always speak a little softly, or maybe I'm not hearing properly. What is that?
No, so I think twa remains. You remove like ko and cho.
Ka, the k and the ch. So first we remove the ch by a sutra called halantyam, and then this one goes by lashaku atadhite, and so the ka and the ch go away, and leaving in its wake the pratyaya called twa. Okay. So, but the ka, if it had to go away, why was it there in the first place?
Sandhi rules.
No sandhi rule. What sandhi? Where is the sandhi? Why was it there? If you have to remove something, why bring it in? Why not have twa first of all? Any ideas? No? Okay. So, whenever the ka is the indicatory letter, the suffix becomes what is called a kith. We have seen this in the time of the past passive participle. So, twa becomes a kith. It means ka it yasya. So the ka is the indicatory letter for which. And whenever it is a kith, that means immediately we know it will not take vriddhi or guna operations. Here we can breathe a sigh of relief. We all love ktwa very much because we don't have to worry about guna, we don't have to worry about vriddhi, we just attach the blessed participle at the back of the root verb. Okay, this is very, very nice. So this is something which is very important to remember. Next time when I ask, I would like you to pay attention to this, because we will encounter this a lot. And now we are getting to the stage where we are not just looking at the participle itself, but we are making some reasonings. We are making some connections between why there is no guna in ktwa and lyap. Why is that? Because it is a kit. Because it is a kit, there is no guna. Because whenever a indicatory letter is there, with kit, there is no guna. Just like kta. So, for example, you say but, but oh, that's not a good example because it takes id agama. But so let's try to something else. Bhaj, bhakta, tyaj, tyakta. There is no guna. You don't have to worry about uh, pushta. You don't have to worry about guna, vriddhi, nothing. So that is why the kit is there. And then having done its job, having told us that, oh, please don't do guna vriddhi here, it goes away happily. Okay, so far are you with me? Say yes, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then what is the use of this twa and lyap, if you ask? Then I just wrote down something just to, give a little, what is it, carrot at the end of the stick. Knowing how to use these suffixes enhances the vocabulary. So you grow out of Sanskrit baby talk like Ramah khaditi, khadati, Ramah swapiti. You don't do that. Rama, after eating, has slept. Like that, we can, it enhances the vocabulary, allowing one more flexible sentence construction and an increased appreciation of the language, especially in spiritual and literary works. More about that later, because the Bhagavad Gita is full of this twa. We'll see some examples, okay? And then, next one. Unlike the participles studied thus far, the pratyayas ktvach, lyap, and tumun form avyaya words, indeclinable words. Okay? So, like for example, I'll give an example here. So, for example, what shall we say? Let's take gum. I want to take something. Yeah, let's say take kr. This is a good example because I want something which does not undergo any change. Kr. Kr plus twa. What does it become?
Kritva.
Krutva.
Yes, exactly. Kritva, because there is absolutely no guna, vriddhi, nothing, straight away. Kritva. Okay. Now this is indeed the word kritva. Okay. It is not kritva, kritvau, kritvaha in the masculine and kritva, kritve, kritvaha. No such thing. You can forget about those lovely 8 by 3 tables in masculine, feminine, and neuter. It is Sita Kritva, Ramah Kritva, and if there is a neuter thing that has the agency, that also Kritva. Okay? Everyone will be Kritva. Thank God, because it is avyaya. It gives this pratyaya bestows to the pratipadika the status of being an avyaya. So there is what is called supluk, meaning that the endings which are added, like Ramah plus sa, the s which becomes Rama plus sa, s which becomes Ramah. All that is first added and then elided, and so it becomes an avyaya. So then it does not take on any other case, number, gender. This is exactly how it is. Okay. Yeah. So now let us look at this. So far, are you with me? Any questions?
No.
No, Swami.
Next one. So the gerund usage with ktvach and lyap. Ktvach is reduced to twa after the indicatory letters are removed. The suffix twa is used to denote a previous action when there are two actions done by the same agent. Is that clear? We just talked about it. So it's used to see, let's say there is action A and action B. Where would you use the twa?
First one.
Action A.
action B.
Action
A.
A. Okay. Don't use it in action B, because then that will make no sense, because then there will be an anticipation. Okay, after that, what did he do or what did she do? So action A is there, action B is there. And here the suffix twa is used to denote the action A, which is the previous action. When there are two actions happening one by one, done by the same agent. This is very important. Okay. So for example, same word we are taking, kr, to do, plus twa, kritva. And the definition, the meaning of kritva is, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking, having done. Oh, I know what I was thinking, because I had put nya plus twa, and I had put having known, but I changed my mind because we have not studied the gnya dhatu. That's what it is. Okay. So having done. And then we just passed this verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. I took a little precise form of that sentence. Sukha dukkhe same kritva. Here is the gerund. Here is the twa word. Okay. And then tataha, thereafter, yuddhaya, for the war, yujyasva, get ready, apply yourself to the war. Who is telling this?
Krishna.
Lord Krishna.
Krishna is telling. Yeah. If you said Arjuna, see me after class. Okay. So Krishna is telling Arjuna. And so Sukha Dukkhe Same Kritva, equalizing. Yeah, you can even just, you can translate it in two ways. Having equalized happiness and sorrow, thereafter get ready to fight. This is the translation of this particular sentence. Okay. You can also translate it this way and it will not be wrong. Equalizing happiness and sorrow, thereafter get ready to fight. Okay, because you see there are two actions. One is that which is going to be performed, which is the yuddha, the fighting, and then the other one is the equalization. So the equalization naturally comes before getting ready to fight, because without equalization of the happiness and sorrow, without that equanimity, one cannot fight at all. One cannot get into that place. We saw how depressed Arjuna is before this Bhagavad Gita was taught to him. And so here, sukham cha, dukkham cha. This is a particular compound, very simple compound, dvandva samasa. So sukha dukkhe. You just attach the ending, the dual ending at the end of the last word. So sukham cha, dukkham cha. They are neuter dual. Sukha dukkhe. So same kritva. Same again is in apposition with sukha dukkhe. And then kritva, having equalized or equalizing. But when you translate it as equalizing, make sure that you're not getting confused with a shatru pratyaya. Okay? Because there it's a different thing. And because there it is a simultaneity of action. Here the action is contiguous, done one by one by the same agent. Okay? So this is one example. Now, here it is important to note that for twa usage, there should be the same kartru agent. Having done action A, the same agent, I should put same here, yeah. The same agent, performs action B. And then the twa suffix action A, so that dhatu which signifies action A will take the twa suffix. Okay. So here I've given another example. Read that. Somebody read that. Vasanti, read it. Read the first. Read this.
Ramo Lankam gacchati, Ramo Ravanam pashyati,
Yeah, translate.
Ramo
No, wait. Just translate that much.
Rama went to Lanka
Went?
and
I did say went.
Rama
I
Rama
did not say
goes to
went. Yeah, yeah.
goes to
Rama goes to
Lanka,
Lanka. Yes. Then,
and Rama sees Ravana.
yes. And now read the next line.
Ramo Lankam Gatva Ravanam Pashyati.
Translate that.
Having gone to Lanka, Rama saw Ravana. Sees
Not saw.
Sees Ravana.
sees
Yeah.
Ravana.
Yeah. Going to Lanka. This is here. It would be better to say going to Lanka, or having gone to Lanka is also okay. Going to Lanka or having gone to Lanka. What does he do? He sees Ravana. Rama, comma. This would be a kind of a phrase in comma. If you were writing in English, Rama, comma, having gone to Lanka, comma, sees who does he see? Ravana. Okay. He sees Ravana. Is that clear? You see how the two contiguous actions are stated side by side, but here, thanks to the twa pratyaya, they are bridged. So the twa pratyaya acts as a bridge to connect the previous action with with the action that is happening now, or the action to be performed in the form of a temporal bridge. Because the one action necessarily goes in the past, even though we have put here in the present tense. That's why I said don't say went, because it was not went. It is goes. Correct? This is the reason why I corrected you here, even though it's not such a big deal. I corrected you here because it is still in the two sentences are in the present tense. But when we use the twa setu, when we use the bridge called twa, then the first action naturally is already performed because it is the previous action. Okay, so it's already performed. So gatva means having gone. It's almost like a past participle feeling without really being the past participle. So past participle would just be kta, but then that's why it is ktwa, so that you don't get confused. Okay. So far, are you with me?
Yes, Swami.
Everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Swami.
Okay. Next one. This we already know. We are just revising. The kit, ka as the it letter in the twa suffix indicates that there will be no guna vriddhi operation in the anga of the word stem. So in the anga, which is the word stem, meaning kru plus twa kritva. Now let us imagine a scenario where guna would have taken place. Let us say the twa pratyaya was not a kit, and then guna would have taken place. So let's say what would it have looked like?
Kartwa.
Kartva, which is obviously wrong. Let's say the twa pratyaya in an alternative universe would have taken vriddhi. Then what would that word have looked like?
Kartwa.
Kartva. So it
Kartva.
is neither kartva nor kartva. So therefore, what is it? Kritva. This is very good to know. Okay. So the twa affix denotes action rather than describing the agent. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Do you see how that is the case? Do you see how that is different from shatru pratyaya?
Yes.
Yeah, because there it is describing as much the agent as the action. So here it's like the falling boy. So the falling has to be in apposition, samanadhikaranyam, with the boy. Okay, with or the falling boys or the falling trees. Look at the falling trees. Look at the falling tree. Patantam vriksham pashya. And but then if there are trees, then again it has to be made plural. Do you understand that? But here it is denoting the action itself. It is not so much attached to the agent or describing the agent, qualifying the agent. So therefore it does not have gender, number, nothing like that it has. Okay. And being an avyaya, it is indeclinable, so it will not decline. So this is our general points about tattva pratyaya. Now we go into specific applications and usage. But before we go there, I just want you to make sure you understand it. Yes? Yeah,
Yes, Swami.
we'll be seeing some examples, but until then, let us just go further. So one of the specific usages, the twa affix can take the it augment when the root verb calls for it. The root verbs taking the it augment are called sate. Ita saha vartate. Sa it, meaning they come along with the augment called it. And that the ta is actually a it letter. The ta goes away, so leaving in its wake only e. So how do we know? Here is my question for you. How do we know if a root verb takes the it augment, if a dhatu takes the it augment or does not take the it augment or takes the it augment optionally? How do we know? We throw the dice.
Did you feed Maisie breakfast?
Yes.
They're probably already told what it is.
Yes, good guess. That is indeed correct. Because the it augment is already, it's arbitrarily selected already. You don't have to guess. And here is a hint. Many of the 10th conjugations are called verbs, root verbs are called wait. Va it, optionally. Va means vikalpena it. So they take it optionally. That's one small hint or some one general observation we can make. Not all the time true, but most of the time true. So the rest of the time it's already there. In the dhatu patha, if you get a nice dhatu patha which gives a wonderful cheat sheet of the conjugation and whether it takes it and whether it is PP or AP. What is PP?
Parasmanipadi.
Parasmaipada.
Yeah. Parasmaipada, Atmanaipada, like this, it gives a wonderful lot of information. So then you don't have to guess and you don't have to be part of any conjecture. So this is just how it is. And so now pat is a set, it will take it. So pat plus twa is equal to pat plus e plus twa. Okay. And then where should this E be placed? This augment means where should it be placed? This is also very interesting because there is a sutra, Adyantau Takitau. So, tak and kit. So the it, the ta in the it. You see, none of the indicatory letters are wasted. So the ta in the it tells you the placement of the augment, and it says please place the augment before the suffix. That's why pat plus e plus twa, patitva, having read, having studied. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, next one. Like the other examples which we have previously studied, the nasal ending dhatus lose the nasal before the application of the twa affix. Examples: gam plus twa, gatva. And then han, to kill, plus twa, hatva. Man, to think, plus twa, having thought, matva. Matva dhiro na shochati. Kathopanishad is full of this refrain. Matva dhiraha na shochati. Can you give other examples of nasals? Losing the nasals with the twa? Can we look at some more examples? Can you think of some others?
Hatwa. Oh, you already have it. Sorry.
Yeah, hatva we already have. And so some other examples you can think about. I had one more I had one more sheet. I'm looking for that. If I can find it, we can look at that as well. Yeah, here it is. So here some other examples we can look here. Let's see. Let me get to that page. Nam, to salute. What happens to that? Nam plus tva,
Natva.
natva. Natva means what? What is the?
Having saluted.
Yes, having saluted. Vasudevendra yogindram natva jnanapradam gurum mumukshunam hitarthaya tattva bodho bhidhiyate. This is the opening prayer of the Tattva Bodha text. Vasudevendra yogindram. So the king of yogis known as Vasudevendra, Swami Vasudevendra, Natva, having saluted him who is Jnana Pradam Gurum, who is the giver, the Guru who is the giver of knowledge. Mumukshunam hitarthaya, for the comfort, for the benefit of all the seekers of freedom. Tattva bodha abhidhiyate. This Tattva bodha is being, this text called Tattva bodha is being presented. So there we have Natva. And then let's make a sentence with Gatva. Just for practice, so we know exactly how to use it.
रामः लङ्कां गत्वा रावणं पश्यति.
Ravanam hatva pratyagachat. You can do that also. Having gone to Lanka, having killed Ravana came back. That is also fine. No problem. And then, let's see further. Be awareful of applying Sandhi rules when we affix the twa pratyaya. It may not take guna or vriddhi, but it will definitely take, the Sandhi rules are non-negotiable. So I have purposely left this blank so that we can do this in class together. Tyaj plus tva.
Tyaktva.
Tyaktva.
Yep.
Why? Why?
It goes to the first of its class.
First of its class? The
No,
first
no,
of its
but
class
one
is
second.
cha.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
cha goes to ka after that, no?
Choho kuhu, yes. So, yeah, tyaktva.
Ja goes to cha and cha will go to ka.
This is not sounding right. Yeah, it is. It is. Did I write this correctly? Tyaktva. Okay, yeah. Too many conjunct consonants. Looks funny. So, tyaktva. And then, what, bhuj. Bhuj, to eat. Our favorite activity.
Bhuktva.
Bhuktva. Having eaten. Here. Budh plus tva. What happens here? You see, if you know how the kta works, how the past passive participle works, this is very easy. Instead of just like bhuj plus kta, bhukta, and here you just add a va here, that's all. Same thing. Budh plus tva, what happens?
Buddha.
Buddhva.
Budva.
Buddhva. Drish. Buddh means to know. We know that. Drish means what?
To see.
To see. Drish plus tva.
Drishtva.
Drishtva.
Drishtva. No, wrong one. I'm impressed it managed all the conjunct consonants very nicely, whereas here it didn't do that. Yeah. Labh plus tva.
Labdva.
Labdhva. Good. Oh, this came twice. Okay, we can perhaps replace it with another one. We need to practice. Let's see what else is there, which is difficult. Yeah, much. Much plus tva, which comes under this thing. Much.
Muktva. Muktva.
Muktva. Okay, you get the idea. Now, for some what Antoine will say, irregular forms, roots that end in a, or I, often but not always, use ik or e for their vowels. Okay, so the root verb here is gai, to sing. Gai plus tva, you cannot say gai tva. So it goes back. See, this is like a strengthened, we shouldn't use the word strength. This is a diphthong, which is the so-called quote unquote strengthened version of E. So it goes back to E. Gai plus tva, gi tva, having sung. Okay. Stha plus tva, again that becomes E, sthitva. And then this is again another form, dattva. Some other rules are there here. Da plus tva, dattva. Okay. Up till here, okay. Are you with me? Yes.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes.
No questions? Okay. Moving forward, be mindful that the Samprasarna rules will take place. Samprasarna changes will take place. See passive voice notes for memory refreshment, and also kta, passive voice and past passive participle notes. Passive voice and PPP. PPP rules for memory refreshment. The same exact things will happen. And those things are a few in number. Whatever starts with va goes back to oo. Like vach, to speak. Vach plus tva becomes uch plus tva becomes uk plus tva, uktva. Okay, same thing here. Vas plus tva becomes ush. Vas becomes ush. Ush plus tva. Ushitva, and it takes a e. Idagama is there, so it takes e. And then that is this is the va u, and then the e becomes ya. That is also the the other way around. The ya becomes e. Like yaj becomes ishtva. That's a good one to write here. Ishtva, having offered, having worshipped. Okay. So then the swap. Again, there is a hidden word here. Let's not forget. Oh, I've already done this. Okay, I don't need to do this. Yeah, we already have that. So, so swap has a hidden word here, and so let's not forget that. So suptva, that word becomes u. The ya becomes e, and the ra becomes ru. Here we have two examples of that. Grah, to catch, becomes grihitva, and the prach plus tva becomes prishtva. And this I left it mid sentence. Perhaps it was time for the bhashya class. That's why. And so, 10th conjugation verb take the tva suffix. Tva suffix after retaining retaining the anga. Meaning like chore. What does that mean?
To steal.
Yeah, to steal. And so what happens here? Chor plus tva. What happens? What's your guess after reading this rule?
Choritva.
Chortva.
Sure.
No. Chorayitva.
Oh.
Chorai. That anga, do you remember before we do this? Before we put the verbal suffixes, retain the anga before they take the verbal suffixes. Chorayitva. So you add it to not chor but chorai. And then the e comes because of the e, it. So chorayitva. Chor plus tva is equal to chorai plus tva is equal to chorai plus e plus tva. Okay. Dhar, dhr, dhar, dharai, dharayitva. Like that. That covers the rules for the tva. Any questions? Let's go to the exercises. Translate from Sanskrit to English.
The
Read this,
boys
somebody.
having bathed.
No. Read it in Sanskrit first, please.
Okay. Balaha snatva kadali phalani khadanti.
Yes.
The
Now
boys
please
having
translate. Yes.
bathed eat bananas.
Yes, very good. Having bathed, comma, the boys eat bananas. Another person? Number 2. Who wants to take number 2?
I can read. Shlokan
Yes.
patitva somadattah grihad bahir gachati.
Read that last word again.
Grihad bahir gachati.
Very good. Okay. So first, are there any sandhis? Let us
Yeah,
unpack the sandhis.
grihad bahir. So basically outside griha
No,
griham.
just this thing, cut the sandhis open first, then we'll
Yeah.
translate. Okay, yeah. So
Griha,
yeah.
grihat and bahir and gachati.
Bahihi.
Bahihi gachati.
Gachati. Now you please translate.
So shlokan patitva, meaning having learned the shloka,
Read. Here we
read,
will say read. Yeah.
having read the shlokas,
Yeah.
Somadatta went or goes outside the house.
Yes. So he never goes out of the house before chanting or reading the shlokas. Having read the shlokas, maybe it was Vishnu Sahasranama or something like that. Having read the shlokas, the fellow goes out of the house. Very good. Who else would like to have a go? Somebody who has not yet had a chance?
I can try it, Swaminiji.
Yeah, please. Number 3.
Gurur anugraham labdva gauri shastram pathati.
Yes.
Having
Sandhis.
obtained the grace of the
No,
guru.
no, Sandhis first, please, for
Oh, sorry.
everybody. Yeah.
Guruhu, guroho, sorry.
Guroho. Yes.
Guroho, and
Yes.
then anugraham,
Anugraham. Yes.
anugraham,
Yes.
labdva gauri shastram patati.
Yes. Translation.
Let's see. Guroho is 5-1 or 6-1.
Yes.
Anugraham,
Both.
the
Both
grace
are
of the
Guroho. Yes.
Anugraham, grace of the guru.
Yes. So in
Okay,
that case, it would be 5-1 or 6-1.
6-1. Yeah.
Yes. 6-1.
Labdha, having obtained the grace of the guru. Gauri, proper
Yes.
name.
Yes.
Shastram reads the teaching, the words of the
Yeah.
teaching.
Here we can say studies. Because
Studies.
contextual, the patati, there he was reading, or he could also say studying, but here, there it contextually you can say reads, here studies, because
Yeah.
to study the Shastra, one needs the grace of the Guru. Having
Mhm.
obtained that grace of the Guru, the Gauri then proceeds to study the Shastra. Very
Very
good.
nice.
Next one. Who would like to do the Vasanti?
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
Idamukva Arjunah tushnim tushnim bhavat. So
Is it Bhavat?
tushnim bhavat.
Abhavat.
Where
Bhavat.
we are swallowing something? Read that last word again. Slowly.
Tushnim bhavat.
Where is the halantyam? You are reading it as though there is a halantyam here. There is no halantyam.
Tushnim bhavat.
Tushnim abhavat. Okay, have a go now. That is the sandhi here. Tushnim and abhavat.
Abhavat.
Yeah.
And
And here also there is like a joining
yes.
together. Idam uktva.
Idam
Uktva.
uktva.
Yeah.
Idam uktva Arjunah
Hmm.
tushnim abhavat.
Hmm.
Tushnim abhavat. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
What does it mean?
having said
Yeah.
Arjuna,
Having said what?
having said this,
Having said this meaning whatever went before. What
Yeah.
that this is, we haven't talked about that, okay? But that this is very important. Having said this, comma,
Arjuna,
yes,
I don't know what is Tushnim, Swaminiji.
silent.
Silent.
Tushnim means silent. I'm
Silent.
not asking you to be silent. I'm defining the word for you. I'm giving you the meaning. Now translate.
Having said this, Arjuna is silent.
Not is silent. Abhavat means is.
Was silent.
Become.
Here became
Became silent.
Yeah. Was is also okay, but became is a little more elegant. So, having said this, Arjuna became silent. When at the end of the first chapter, he had a lot to say. Having said all this, he became silent. Uktva tushnim babhuvaha. There babhuva is given. We haven't studied the lit, meaning the remote past or aorist. We haven't studied. So that's why I converted into simple past tense, which we have studied. Okay. Who would like to have a go? Number 5.
I will,
Yes, go
Swami.
ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Ramovane ushitwa ayodhyam pratyagachat.
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 Yes.
Um,
Sandhis.
Pratyagachat. Well, it's sort of a sandhi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ramo. One more sandhi. Ramo.
Ramo.
Yes.
From Ramaha.
Yes.
Okay. Ushitwa. Is that having entered?
That's easy. Don't worry. Let's go back and find out what it means. Any memories here?
Ushitwa.
Vas. What does vas
Oh,
means?
to dwell.
Ah, good. So
So
now we go back. As though nothing happened. We go back to number 5 again.
having dwelt in the forest,
Yes.
Rama returned to Ayodhya.
Very good.
Ayodhya.
Next one. Who would
Pandavas.
like to have a turn?
Sorry, I can go.
Yes,
Sorry.
go ahead. Yeah.
पाण्डवस्य सेनां दृष्ट्वा दुर्योधन अहसत्.
Duryodhanaha
दुर्योधनः
ahasat. Yeah. And if it was a sandhi, if the sandhi had been made, what would it have looked like?
दुर्योधन no. It would become no. Duryodhano.
Yes, Duryodhano, and there'll be an avagraha to show the elision. And so Duryodhano hasat. Okay. Yeah, very good. So what does this mean?
Seeing the army of Pandava, Duryodhana
The
laughed.
Pandavas. We have to use the definite article. It is not there in Sanskrit, but when we translate, we have to use. Okay. Seeing the army of the Pandavas. Very good. What happens?
Duryodhana laughed.
Duryodhana laughed because he said, "Oh, what a pathetic army! We have more chariots, more elephants, more horses, and you all have nothing, very little." He just threw his head back.
Swamiji, sorry, do we say having having seen or seeing
Yeah, you
is
can say having seen. You can say
anything?
having seen. Yeah. Having seen, you can say. Seeing also, you can say. As I said, we have to be very careful of the context. I mean, and as long as my main concern here is the caveat is you don't confuse it for this Shatrushanach, because it sounds very similar. But there is the action is contemporaneous. It's happening at the same time, but here it's one after the other. So the cause for Duryodhana's laughter Duryodhana's laughter comes after seeing the Pandavas. You see, before that he was not laughing. So there are two actions. First he saw, then he laughed. And I suppose that Julius Caesar's also, he came, he saw, he conquered, can also be converted into twa twa, the famous this thing.
Swamiji, I have one question from the 5. In Ramu also, did we say there is a sandhi there?
Yeah. Because when the visarga, it's a visarga sandhi, when the word Rama is followed by a soft consonant, with a visarga followed by a soft consonant, it becomes O. Ramo vane ushitva ayodhyam pratyagachat. And uh, then now next one. Which number are we in? Yeah, 7. is doing number 7?
I could try it, Swaminiji.
Go ahead.
Shishyaha Shastram Buddha Gurorabhavat.
Is it Guru or Abhavat?
Gurur Abhavat. Yeah,
Where do you see the O? Let me
sorry,
make it bigger.
Guru. Yeah, sorry, Gurur Abhavat.
Yeah, Guru
Guru
Abhavat. Yeah, so first do the unpack the sandhis, break the sandhis.
Guru.
Guruhu.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be. Gurus. I don't know what that would be.
Guruhu
Guruhu.
Abhavat.
Guruhu abhavat.
Guruhu Abhavat.
Guru. Yeah, just easy.
Okay.
Easy one.
Yeah, so that's the only sandhi here. So please translate.
The guru was the ending. That doesn't make sense. Let's see. Having obtained the shastram,
Having
the
obtained the teaching.
teaching, yeah.
Yeah.
The guru was. I don't understand how shishya fits in there. How does the
Yeah.
shishya?
Who is the, where is the, let's identify the agent first.
I can't figure it out if it's the guru or the student.
Yeah.
Shishya.
So let us take Shishya for the time being. What if the Shishya is the agent? How will the translation take place? Having studied the Shastra, the student became, because the verb has to, the verb goes with the subject. So if the Shishya is the subject, the student became what?
Guru.
Guru.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Having studied the Shastra, the student became a guru. Became the guru. Yeah. Vedantic sentence.
Hmm.
And a hopeful one at that. Yes. Next one. Who would like to
Wouldn't
try?
wait 1 second. Wouldn't the shishya need to be on the other side of the gerund?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter where it is. It's the word order
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
okay.
Shastram Shishyah Abhavat. You see, actually, it's very straightforward. It's a subject and then the verb here.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then so Shishya becomes Shishya became Guru. How? Having studied the Shastra. Next one.
I can go, Swaminiji.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
Gnanam,
last one.
Gnanam
Jnanam.
labdva,
Yeah.
labdva lokaha shantim adhigacchati.
Yes.
There are
It's
no
got,
sandhis in this.
There are
it's
no sandhis.
gachati over
That
there.
means you're having a lucky day. Okay. So, so then, or you waited to choose the correct sentence. Either, in either case, this is fun. So now, tell me, please translate.
Having obtained knowledge,
Yes.
lokaha is the world,
Yeah, you can say world or people here.
Yeah.
Actually, lokaha,
people.
it's like janaha. It's a collective singular.
Attained peace,
Yeah.
shantim.
Yes, adhigacchati. So the people attained, people attain, not attained. People attain peace after having gained
Attained
the
peace. Correct.
knowledge. Okay.
Correct.
We'll stop here.
Swaminiji,
We'll
there it says
tomorrow.
adhigachati. I think
That was a mistake. Yeah, it was the fat finger, typing something. That's what happened. So, yeah, and now it is corrected. So we'll stop here. We'll pick it up from here tomorrow. Okay. All right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaja Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Wonderful going. Very good going. All of you did very well. Hang in there. Okay.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best.
Thank you
Om
so
Thank you,
much.
Swamiji.